Hi everyone, I am Ramyasri. The topic I am going to discuss about is air pollution. In this session, I am going to discuss about air pollution and the sources of air pollution. Naturally, air pollution has been occurring before the man came onto the scene. Volcanic eruptions, forest fires, natural organic and inorganic decays let out large quantities of harmful dust and gases which are contributed to the natural air pollutants. Whereas coming to that of the pollutants that are released due to human activities are majorly responsible for the increase of air pollution. First, let us discuss about the definition of air pollution. Air pollution may be defined as the presence of materials in the air in such a concentration which are harmful to man and the environment. It can also be defined as the atmospheric condition in which certain substances are present in a concentration which can cause undesirable effects on man and his environment. Some of the examples of these are some of the pollutants that are released due to air pollution are gaseous pollutants such as oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, carbon dioxide, volatile organic compounds, and particulate pollutants such as smoke, dust, aerosols, and even radioactive pollutants. Now let us see what are the sources of this air pollution. Sources of air pollution, it might be either through the natural source or through the man-made activities. This man-made activities is also called as anthropogenic pollution. Natural sources. The natural sources of air pollution are volcanic eruptions, forest fires, sea salts, biological decay, phytochemical oxidation, radioactive minerals present in the Earth's crust are the sources of radioactivity in the atmosphere. Okay, coming to that of man-made pollution, it includes thermal power plants, industrial units, vehicular emission, fossil fuel burning, burning of wood, agricultural activities, etc. are some of the sources of air pollution. Now let us see in detail about the sources of air pollution. The sources which contribute pollutants to air are majorly discussed in 4 classes. Generally, the first one is the stationary combustion source. In stationary combustion source, burning of fuels in industries, residential establishments, hotels, bakeries, thermal plants contribute most of the gaseous and particulate pollutants in the air. Coal and wood are largely made of carbon mixed with some of the incombustible material, that is sulfur and nitrogen. Whereas coming to that of the pollutants that are released due to the burning of these stationary combustion sources are carbon monoxide, sulfur oxides, nitrous oxides, and hydrocarbons. Now let us discuss about the oxides of carbon. Oxides of carbon. They are formed by the combustion of carbon of the fuels and include carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. The concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased 15% in the last 100 years due to excess fuel burning. Nearly 50% of all carbon monoxide emissions originate from automobiles. It is also present in the cigarette smoke. Carbon monoxide is short-lived in the atmosphere and gets oxidized to CO2. It is a colorless and odorless gas. It is non-irritating but highly toxic and impairs respiration. Several cases of deaths are reported every year from carbon monoxide poisoning from gas heaters. Next, coming to that of sulfur oxides. Sulfur oxides are the pollutants that are released by burning the fossil fuels, and these are responsible for the cause of acid rains. Oxides of nitrogen. Oxides of nitrogen are present in the coal and petroleum on combustion. These produce a reddish brown haze called as the brown air in traffic congested cities air. The oxides of nitrogen are in gaseous state and react with water to form nitrous and nitric acid. Let us see about the hydrocarbons. These are the compounds composed of hydrogen and carbon. Hydrocarbons are produced naturally during decomposition of organic matter and by certain types of plants. Methane, the most abundant hydrocarbon in atmosphere, is evolved from soil in flooded rice fields and swamps. This is about the pollutants that are released due to the stationary combustion sources. And now let us discuss about the next phase. That is mobile combustion sources. Mobile combustion sources. What are these mobile combustion sources? These include locomotives, automobiles, aircrafts, etc. With the rapid increase in the vehicular traffic, automobiles have become the largest source of air pollution in the cities. The major pollutants from these sources are as following. That is gaseous pollutants, particulate pollutants, benzoprene and aerosols. Whereas coming to that of benzoprene, it is carcinogenic and it is produced from automobile exhaust and from tobacco smoking. Whereas aerosols, they are the chemicals which are passed into the air from the jets and from the jet aeroplanes and emit aerosols containing chlorofluorocarbons into the atmosphere. Okay, next let us discuss about the pollutants that are released due to the burning of let us discuss about the pollutants that are released due to the industrial processing and other sources. Here the industrial processes involve metallurgical processes, welding, grinding, etc. These processes release several gaseous and particulate pollutants. The gaseous pollutants released from industrial pollutants are oxides of carbon, sulfur and nitrogen. The compounds containing even chlorine and fluorine such as chlorofluoromethane are widely used as propellants for aerosols, cans and as refrigerants. Even the particulate matter released from industries include metal dust, fly ash, soot, cotton dust and radioactive substances. A number of poisonous gases are released into the atmosphere accidentally from the industries. Burning of plastic, a large burning of plastic, pollens, pollen spores and microbes are the natural pollutants present in the air. Tobacco smoking contains a number of hydrocarbons including benzoprene. And next coming to that of secondary air pollutants. Let us see what are the secondary air pollutants. Secondary air pollutants. These are formed from the primary pollutants by photochemical reaction. Photochemical, smog and acid rains are the main secondary pollutants. First, let us see about the photochemical smog. Photochemical smog is formed in the traffic congested metropolitan cities where warmer conditions and intense solar radiations are present. It is composed mainly of ozone, PAN and nitrous oxides. It is often called as a brown air when the solar radiation is intense. The areas where the solar radiation is less in intensity, there it causes gray air. Automobile exhaust contain HC and NO which undergoes photochemical reactions and form a photochemical smog in the urban areas. Next disadvantage of this, next disadvantage that is caused due to the release of secondary pollutants is the acid rains. It refers to the deposit of acid from the atmosphere onto the earth. Acid deposition includes wet and dry deposits.